What's up, sports fans? This is the Lucas Ross Sports Channel, and it's time to give you my 2024 spring football, college football top 25 rankings for the upcoming 2024 college football season. Spring practices, I think, are officially already underway, and since it is the month of March, I'm going to go ahead and give you my spring football top 25 rankings for the 2024 college football season. And pretty much this is not going to be a pre-spring top 25 or a post-spring top 25. We're just going to be doing a spring football top 25 instead of doing like two spring top 25 ranking videos for this year, because we still have a lot of off-season content coming your way. We're still doing those schedule preview and projected record series from Monday through Friday, so this video is going to be on a Sunday. Normally I don't post videos on Sundays, but I wanted to go ahead and give you my spring football top 25 since it is the month of March. So let's get right into it here with my spring football top 25 rankings for the upcoming 2024 college football season. And we'll start here with the bottom and work our way to the top. And we'll start from 21 through 25. I got Wisconsin here at number 25. I got Iowa here at number 24. Arizona at number 23. Miami at number 22. And then North Carolina State here at number 21. Wisconsin, I do expect them to be a little bit better and a little bit more decent kind of compared to last year and Luke Fickell's second year. And they also added Tyler Van Dyke in the transfer portal, the transfer quarterback for Miami. If he stays consistent as a quarterback and if he can stay healthy, Wisconsin could be a very good, decent team. Not like a Big Ten like top contender or anything like that, but they could be like a dark horse contender in there in the Big Ten Conference. They do have a pretty tough schedule. Some of their big games, though, are at home this year, and they also do play Alabama in the non-conference, so Wisconsin does have a little bit of a tough schedule. But again, I think this is a top 25 team. I think they'll be a little bit more improved, like I said, than they were from last year. Again, Wisconsin here at number 25. And then I got Iowa here at number 24. I do expect the defense to be pretty dominant. Offensively is where I'm concerned about for the Hawkeyes. They weren't really good on that side of the football last year. They haven't been really good on the offensive side of the football the last couple years. But this year they're going to have a new offensive coordinator, so we'll see if that offense does improve a little bit. But again, defensively, that's where they're going to be pretty dominant. I think this is at least like a top 5 defense, maybe also a top 10 defense in the country, like they were last year. And there were a lot of good defenses in the Big Ten last season as well. And then Iowa's one of them here in the top 5. So Iowa here at number 24, and then Arizona here at number 23. Obviously, the coaching change does hurt this team a little bit, but offensively, I think they'll be pretty good on that side of the football. They do got some players returning on that side of the football, but defensively, they do lose a lot of talent on that side of the football. But again, Arizona with the coaching change, that's the reason why they're here at the bottom of this top 25. I did have this team in my way too early top 25 ranked number 12, just because, they are going to be returning their head coach, or maybe I had them ranked in the top 10. Had to go look back and see what my way too early top 25 looked like from January. But again, I think Arizona still should be a pretty talented team. They're heading into the Big 12 next year, and that conference is going to be so competitive. There's going to be a lot of teams that's going to beat up on each other. So Arizona here at number 23, and then Miami here at number 22. Coming off a pretty good recruiting class. They're ranked like number 3, I believe, in the recruiting class rankings. This team does have a lot of talent coming up. Miami, of course, does have a transfer quarterback coming over from Washington State. Can't remember his name, but again, Miami should overall still be a pretty good team. And with the recruiting class and also some transfers coming in, that's the reason why I ranked Miami in this spring top 25. I didn't have them in my way too early top 25 just based off of last year. Miami coming off a little bit of a disappointment. You kind of expect them to have a turnaround this year. And obviously, Mario Cristobal can probably get that done for this Miami team, so they're here at number 22 for me. And then I got North Carolina State here at number 21. North Carolina State, I think, will be a dark horse contender in the ACC this year. Not saying they're going to be a top contender, but I think they'll be a dark horse contender in that conference this upcoming season, the way they finished last year. So the Wolfpack here at number 21. These are my rankings here from 21 through 25. Let's go 16 through 20 now. I got Kansas here at number 20, Kansas State at number 19, Louisville at number 18, Clemson at number 17, and then Florida State here at number 16. Kansas, they will have Jalen Daniels back at quarterback. I mean, if he stays healthy, Kansas could be a very dangerous team next year. Overall, they should be pretty consistent on both sides of the football, no matter how much, the losses that they had from last year. And again, Kansas does bring back Jalen Daniels at quarterback, and like I said, if he stays healthy, the Jayhawks could be like a top contender contender in the Big 12 next year. And I'm telling you, the Big 12 is going to be a very competitive conference, and the teams are just going to beat up on each other as well. So Kansas here at number 20. And then Kansas State here at number 19, another Big 12 team that I think should be very consistent this year, kind of like the Jayhawks as well. I think these are going to be two, really good, two Big 12 teams that are going to be pretty consistent on both sides of the football. So Kansas State here at number 19, and then Kansas here at number 20. And then I got Louisville here at number 18. I think this will definitely be maybe a top contender in the ACC next year. They did make it to the ACC championship last year. And this also is a team that added a lot of addition into the transfer portal. Jeff Brom is really recruiting pretty well in the transfer portal, not just from the recruiting class, but this is a Louisville program that is really good at, recruiting players out of the transfer portal. They picked up a quarterback from Texas Tech. It looks like he's going to be the starting quarterback this year. I can't really remember his name, but again, Louisville is just really good at recruiting when it comes to the transfer portal. That's the reason why here they're in this spring top 25. And then Clemson here at number 17, another ACC team here in the top 25 for me. Clemson doesn't really recruit pretty well like they used to, and they also don't add in a ton of pieces in the transfer portal, but still, they're still a top 25 team just because of the talent on this roster. And Cade Klubnik will be back, of course, at quarterback this year, and I believe they do lose Will Shipley at running back. I can't really remember what the roster looked like, but Clemson, they still should overall be a top 25 team. They're not the same Clemson team that they used to be. Again, the offense has just been very inconsistent now for the last 3 years. We'll see if that offense can turn things around with their second year under their offensive coordinator. So Clemson here at number 17, and then Florida State here at number 16. I still got the Seminoles here at number 16. I did have this team ranked in my way too early top 25 at number 16 back in the month of January. I still think this is a very talented team. They added some pieces in the transfer portal, and they also got DJ Uiagalelei coming over from Oregon State. He does have experience at the college football level from Clemson, even though he was inconsistent down there at Clemson, and then he looked a little bit better at Oregon State. But again, we're going to have to see DJ Uiagalelei really develop as a quarterback here for Florida State. If he can really fit well into the Mike Norvell system, I think they'll be a really good team next year. So this won't be the same Florida State team compared to last year when Jordan Travis was at quarterback. But again, Florida State could be one of the favorites to win it all in the ACC next year. So they're here at number 16 for me in my spring football top 25. These are my rankings here from 16 through 20. Let's now go to the top 15 here from 11 through 15. I got Oklahoma State here at number 15. This is a team that I'm pretty high on heading into next year. They could be one of the favorites to win it all in the Big 12 next season. Maybe besides other teams. Like I said, the Big 12 is going to be very competitive next year. But talking about Oklahoma State, they do return their starting quarterback from last year heading into his 7th year of college football. And you also return your top running back in Ollie Gordon. That's definitely a Heisman candidate in my opinion. So Oklahoma State, in my opinion, is a top 15 team with those two guys returning on the offensive side of the football here for the Cowboys at number 15. And then Oklahoma here at number 14, first year in the SEC, of course. The Sooners should be really good on the defensive side of the football. Quarterback position does concern me just a little bit for the Sooners. If their backup quarterback can get things going, if he can start to get better down the stretch, the Oklahoma Sooners could be a dangerous team next year. But again, I'm very concerned about the quarterback position. Dillon Gabriel, of course, transferring away. But again, defensively, they should be pretty good. We know how Oklahoma was really good on the defensive side of football. It really wasn't good in their first year with their new head coach and everything, but second year was a lot better. So Oklahoma here at number 14. Tennessee at number 13. I know they had the investigation going on, but it looks like it's now been, officially over. So Tennessee here at number 13 for me. This team is going to have a lot of talent on the offensive side of the football. Offensively, they should be pretty good. They should be like a top-scoring offense in the country. Defensively, you're a little bit concerned about the defensive side of the football, but for Tennessee, I think offensively they'll be one of the top 10 offenses in the country this year. So Tennessee here at number 13, and then LSU here at number 12. LSU going to be a little bit of a step back year for them. Obviously Jaden Daniels is gone, but this still should overall be a pretty good team. I think they have a new defensive coordinator. I think they have a new defensive coordinator coming up this year, and I think they also have a new offensive coordinator. So I think it's going to be a new system here for the Tigers. But LSU should overall still be a very talented team and still compete for a trip to the SEC championship. And then Missouri here at number 11. This team coming off a pretty good season last year, 11-win season for them. Missouri should overall be like a top 15/top 20 team. Maybe not a top 10 team. This probably could be a step back year for them. But again, you look at Missouri and the roster and everything. They're going to lose. They're going to actually bring back Brady Cook at quarterback. They also bring back their top wide receiver from last year that led the country in receiving yards. And then of course they lose their top running back. But other than that, Missouri should overall be still pretty good of a team. And this definitely is a dark horse contender in my opinion in the SEC next year. So these are my rankings here from 11 through 15. Let's now go to the top 10 here for my spring football top 25. So 6 through 10, I got Notre Dame here at number 10, Utah at number 9, Penn State here at number 8, and then Michigan at number 7, then Ole Miss here at number 6. Notre Dame obviously going to add in some transfers to help them out. This is, of course, Marcus Freeman's third year as the head coach for the Irish, coming off a 10-win season in his second year. I do expect Notre Dame to continue to build momentum, throughout Marcus Freeman's career. I think third season will definitely be a little bit better, but again, it's kind of hard to tell, basically because of their schedule. The schedule is very tough for Notre Dame. They do got some tough non-conference games. They got Texas A&M on the schedule, which we did go through, and then of course, we don't really know how good they're going to be sometime, but again, Notre Dame is going to be a very talented team this year. Again, it's still kind of early to tell what the rosters are going to look like because the transfer portal is still going on, but they do bring in Riley Leonard, the transfer from Duke at quarterback. He does have experience, but doesn't really have a lot of throwing experience. Notre Dame, of course, is going to have a new offensive coordinator this year, and it's LSU's coordinator from last year that, led Jaden Daniels to a Heisman Trophy. So maybe that does help Notre Dame out to be a pretty explosive offense. They were pretty explosive on the offensive side of the football last year, but they might be more explosive this year with a new offensive coordinator. So Notre Dame here at number 10, and then Utah here at number 9. The reason why Utah is so high on this list is just because Cam Rising, of course, is coming back at quarterback. And I know a lot of people are saying that Utah is not going to be a very good team, but let's be honest, Utah is going to be a pretty good team. Cam Rising, of course, is back, of course, at quarterback. If he stays healthy for this Utah team, they could be a very dangerous team next year. But again, defensively, they were pretty solid on that side of football. The defense continues to do their thing. This Utah team is going to be very dangerous. So watch out for the Utes here in their first year, of course, in the Big 12. And this, in my opinion, is probably the favorite to win the Big 12 next season. Utah here at number 9, and then Penn State here at number 8. They'll return, of course, Drew Aller at quarterback. And they also got their top running backs from last year coming back as well. Penn State should be overall pretty good on the offensive side of the football. Not a very explosive offense, but defensively they should be pretty good on that side of the football as well. And then I got Michigan here at number 7. I know a lot of people are going to say, why is Michigan still ranked in the top 10? But still, this is going to be a very talented Michigan team. Not the same talented team as they were from last year, but Michigan, obviously the head coaching change and obviously a lot of roster turnover. J.J. McCarthy is gone, Blake Corum is gone, and they just lose a lot of talent from that national championship team from last year. So again, it's going to be a very big step back for Michigan, but again, I think this is still a very talented Michigan team, and I think they'll be still like a college football playoff contender either way. So Michigan here at number 7. And then I got Ole Miss here at number 6. So I'm very high on Ole Miss this year. I'm not really as high as all these other teams, but again, Ole Miss here at number 6. Jackson Dart, of course, coming back at quarterback. They also added some pieces in the transfer portal, and Lane Kiffin really uses the transfer portal a lot. So yeah, that's why Ole Miss is so high on this list here at number 6. And like I said, Jackson Dart will be back, of course, at quarterback. They're going to lose Judkins in the backfield at running back. If he was returning for Ole Miss, this definitely would have been a top 5 team in my opinion. But with him gone now, Ole Miss is, sitting there outside the top 5. But I legit think this is a playoff contender heading into next year in 2024. The offensive side of the football should be pretty good, but defensively you have a lot of concerns still. The defense really hasn't improved a lot from where they were, in previous years. And ever since Lane Kiffin has arrived there, the Ole Miss defense has not been pretty good. But again, Ole Miss here at number 6 for me in my top 25. These are my rankings here from 6 through 10, though. And then we go to the top 5 here. I got Alabama at number 5, Texas at number 4, and then Oregon at number 3, Ohio State at number 2, and then obviously at Georgia at number 1. Alabama, of course, was ranked number 1. in my way too early top 25 back in the month of January, but that was before Nick Saban, of course, retired. But now Kalen DeBoer taking over as the head coach for Alabama. That's the reason why I moved them here at number 5. Now, I don't think they're like outside the top 5 for me just because, Nick Saban retired. I still think this is a pretty good Alabama team. Obviously, you're going to have Jalen Milroe back at quarterback. They also got a little bit of transfers coming in, but again, this is a very talented Alabama team. You can never doubt Alabama when it comes to college football, and you can't really put them outside the top 5 just because Nick Saban retired. Yes, they're going to be a little bit different with Kalen DeBoer, but again, Alabama still overall is going to be a pretty good team next year. I guarantee they're still going to be a top 5 team and definitely a college football playoff contender as well. Texas at number 4. This team is going to lose a lot of talent, but otherwise, you're going to return like Quinn Ewers back at quarterback. And this overall should be a very talented Texas offense. We already heard that, Steve Sarkisian already named Quinn Ewers the starting quarterback for next year. So we'll see what Quinn Ewers can develop here in his, I think it's going to be his final year at Texas here at number 4. So Texas here at number 4 here in my top 5. I think this is a playoff contender as well. And they're also playing in their first year in the conference. So, yeah, Texas is going to have a little bit of a hard time. I think Texas is definitely a top 5 team. And then Oregon here at number 3. This is definitely a very dangerous team coming up here in 2024. Dillon Gabriel, of course, coming over from Oklahoma is definitely going to help them out. And they recruited at a pretty high level. Dan Lanning has done a really nice job for the Ducks this year. And heading into their first year in the Big Ten, I think they're definitely right there for a Big Ten championship spot. And then also definitely right there for a college football playoff spot. So watch out for the Oregon Ducks here in 2024. And then Ohio State here at number 2. I had the Buckeyes ranked at number 6 in my way too early top 25, but now I bumped them up here to number 2 just because of all the pieces that they added in the transfer portal. Will Howard, of course, coming over from Kansas State, and then also you got, of course, not Will Howard. I already mentioned him. You also got Junkins, the transfer from Ole Miss at running back, coming over, the top running back in the last 2 years in the SEC. That is definitely a huge pickup here for the Buckeyes here at number 2, and then also you got, of course, Travion Henderson coming back at running back. So the Buckeyes should overall be a very dangerous team next year in 2024. I also think they're probably the favorites to win it all in the Big Ten next season with all the roster turnover that Michigan had. But again, watch out for Oregon here in the Big Ten. They're definitely right there behind Ohio State's level. And I think the Big Ten is also going to be a very competitive conference. It might not be even close, but it's also going to be a very competitive conference. So Ohio State here at number 2, and then Georgia here obviously at number 1. I had Georgia at number 2 in my way too early top 25. Now I got Georgia here at number 1, possibly the favorites to win it all in the national championship next year and also to win it all in the SEC. Georgia's going to have a lot of talent. That's all I can really say about Georgia. Carson Beck will be, of course, back at quarterback, and then also the defensive side of the football, not really a big concern at all. We know how Kirby Smart does on the defensive side of the football for the Bulldogs. The defense wasn't really as talented as the recent defenses at Georgia, but again, the defense is just going to be very talented. It's still a top 10 defense either way, and then offensively they should be pretty explosive on that side of the football. So the Georgia Bulldogs, I got them here at number 1, possibly the favorite to win the national championship, and also possibly the favorite to win the SEC championship as well. And they also added some pieces in the transfer portal. Trevor Etienne coming over from Florida. They also added a tight end in the transfer portal as well. So the Georgia Bulldogs here at number 1, and these are my rankings here from 1 through 5. And those are my spring football top 25 rankings for the 2024 college football season. So let you guys know what you think down in the comments below about this spring football top 25 rankings, and we'll continue to do those schedule preview and projected record series from Monday through Friday. But thanks for watching this top 25 video, and stay tuned here for more sports content videos on my Lucas Ross Sports Channel.